The disrespect continues. The disrespect continues. And if they're not careful, dump divers in the WNBA, along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media, if they are not careful, they are going to end up getting exactly what they want. Right now, Caitlyn Clark is playing it cool. She's trying to please everyone. She's trying to keep her fan base happy. She's trying to ingratiate herself with a group of minimum wage earners that will never accept her. She is staying polite with the media, even though they constantly disrespect her. But there will come a point with Caitlyn Clark when she has finally had enough. There will come a point with Caitlyn Clark where she gets tired of the bullshit, tired of the disrespect. The situation between Caitlyn Clark and the jealous players in the WNBA, it kind of reminds me of starting a new job. Now, God willing, starting a new job is a situation I will never have to go through again. I appreciate you guys for allowing me to continue living my dream of not having a real job. But you know how when you start a new job, you're on your best behavior, you're trying to find your place in the organization, you're nice to everyone because you don't really know them yet. If a negative situation comes up, you're a lot less likely to be as vocal about it because you're the new guy or you're the new girl. You don't want to rock the boat, or in the case of the WNBA dump, you don't want to rock the porta potty. When you first start a new job, you have a tendency, at least for a little while, to view everything through a positive lens. But as the years go by and the polish starts melting off the turd, as you become more established in the company, you feel more comfortable expressing your true opinions. If a proposed idea sucks, you just say it sucks. Those annoying phone calls on the weekend where they want you to come into work because you're on salary and they don't have to pay you anything when you come in. Those annoying phone calls asking you to come work for free. Those phone calls tend to go unanswered. The longer you are with the company, the more likely you are to see things for what they actually are, instead of viewing things through rainbow-colored glasses. That's where I believe Caitlyn Clark is right now in the WNBA. She's viewing things positively. She's not allowing the blatant disrespect to affect her publicly. Because maybe, just maybe, once these jealous players get to know me, they'll accept me. Then we will be besties and have slumber parties together. Yippee! Unfortunately for Caitlyn Clark, I don't see jealous WNBA players ever accepting her. When she comes to that realization and the bank account is sitting on millions of dollars and she realizes that the dump needs her way more than she needs the dump, how long will it be until Caitlyn Clark says enough is enough? If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends over at Fluffernoggin. Now, me personally, I am not a big snacker, but if there is one time of year when I snack more than I do the rest of the year, it's during football season. One of my favorite snacks to eat while I'm watching NFL Red Zone on Sunday afternoons, beef jerky. Problem is, a lot of beef jerky, it tastes like you're eating a flat tire. Good news is, I no longer have that problem because I started buying gourmet craft beef jerky from Fluffernoggin. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what the hell's a Fluffernoggin? Fluffernoggin is gourmet beef jerky that is made with 100% organic brisket right here in the USA. You don't have to worry about consuming foreign cows. These cows are homegrown. Each recipe from Fluffernoggin, it's handcrafted with the perfect amount of seasoning. First beef jerky that I have ever tasted that literally melts in your mouth. No bullshit. It literally melts in your mouth. Fluffernoggin comes in a variety of flavors: mango habanero, Korean barbecue. They even have a flavor called Carolina Reaper for those looking for some serious heat. Or if you're like me, you'll go with the original style. Fluffernoggin is running a special right now where you can get 5 bags for $50 along with free shipping. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL at checkout and get your first 5 bags of Fluffernoggin today. Last Friday, Stephen A. Smith dedicated an entire segment of First Take to the WNBA. Now, in the past, He would have invited Monica McNutt on the show to analyze pretend basketball and to explain the elite athleticism that it takes to make a three-point shot hit the top of the backboard. Unfortunately, though, for Monica McDougal, she fell into the same illusion that WNBA players have fallen into. Just like the dump divers in the WNBA, Monica McDougal, she thought that she was a big star. She decided to call out Stephen A. Smith and insult him on his own show. She decided to bite the hand that was feeding her, and now Monica McDougal's face is on the side of an expired milk carton. Instead of having Monica on First Take on Friday, Stephen A. Smith, he decided to invite, I can't ever pronounce her name, Chiney Ogwumike, Chiney Ogwumike. Who cares? It doesn't matter what her name is. Stevie invited some unknown WNBA analyst on his show to talk about unknown WNBA players. Since Stephen A. Smith is in the business of drawing ratings, they were not talking about Al Thomas. They weren't talking about A.J. Wilson. They weren't talking about Donna Taurasi or Bob Griner. They were discussing the only player in the history of the WNBA that is worthy of a mainstream discussion on a nationally televised show, Caitlyn Clark. The discussion, it was centered around jealous WNBA players and their constant whining and complaining when it comes to fans of Caitlyn Clark and mythical racism. You know, we keep hearing these accusations. We keep hearing these allegations from WNBA players claiming Caitlyn Clark fans are racist. But for some reason, we have yet to see a single piece of evidence to support these claims. I wonder why. According to Chiney Ogwumike, it is Caitlyn Clark's responsibility to use her voice, her platform, to eradicate mythical racism from the WNBA. Now, I am sure Caitlyn Clark wouldn't mind doing that if she could actually find it. This unknown WNBA analyst, she basically insinuated that Caitlyn Clark was not doing enough. Caitlyn Clark wasn't doing her part to defend WNBA players that hate her. Watch for yourself.
But this is completely out of bounds, and I do think over the course of the year, the players have been saying something needs to stop. We need to show people who we are. We need the commissioner to speak on this, which the WNBA came for a statement, had a statement yesterday, but things just haven't been the way it needed to in sort of setting the tone, especially with this new influx of fans on what we stand for and what we don't. I think Caitlyn has used her voice in the ways that she has tried to, but still, it's been falling short, and that's why I'm grateful for Alyssa choosing this moment to speak on it.
Let me ask you something. Who do you think deals with more hatred online? Caitlyn Clark or unknown WNBA players? I would be willing to bet Caitlyn Clark deals with more online hatred than the other 143 unknown dump divers combined. Not only is Caitlyn Clark dealing with this from WNBA fans, she's also having to deal with it from the mainstream media and other WNBA players. Yet for some reason, Caitlyn Clark doesn't complain about it. She doesn't victimize herself. She doesn't ask other WNBA players to defend her. You know what Caitlyn Clark does? She does what every other athlete does in this situation. She ignores it. Why in the hell is it Caitlyn Clark's responsibility to defend the pretend victims in the WNBA? You know what I find ironic about this? When it comes to the success in the dump, or the illusion of success, WNBA players and the league itself, they don't want to give Caitlyn Clark credit for that success. But when it comes to the negativity that comes with mainstream exposure, they put all the blame on Caitlyn Clark. Someone please make it make sense. How can you claim that Caitlyn Clark isn't the primary reason for the increased exposure, while at the same time, you blame her for the negativity that comes with mainstream exposure? Not only is Caitlyn Clark being disrespected by the media, she is also being diminished by the WNBA commissioner, the diva of dump divas, Cathy Engelbert. If anyone should overly appreciate Caitlyn Clark, You would think it would be Cathy Engelbert. You are the commissioner of a league that can't draw flies to a freshly baked turd. For decades, sales of insect repellent have been non-existent in the WNBA dump because they couldn't even convince flies to taste this substandard product. All of a sudden, Cathy Engelbert hits the lottery. She stumbles upon a transcendent star who attracts millions of people to pretend basketball. If I'm Cathy Engelbert, I am doing everything I can to promote and protect my cash cow. If other WNBA players don't like it, who cares? There are millions of women in America who have the ability to miss layups. There are millions of women in America who can't dribble a basketball or make shots. Sure, you might lose your sponsorship with Just for Men, but I'm sure you could replace it with something like Maybelline. Last night, Cathy Engelbert, she was interviewed on 60 Minutes. Now, last year, Cathy Engelbert was doing interviews with LGBT Weekly and Masculine Magazine. This year, thanks to Caitlyn Clark, Cathy Engelbert is being interviewed by the mainstream media. With that being the case, you would think Cathy Engelbert would be appreciative and promote her only star. Instead, she continues to disrespect Caitlyn Clark by trying to credit other WNBA players for the illusion of success in the dump. Watch for yourself.
The Caitlyn Clark phenomenon. How do you describe it?
She's clearly an unbelievable player, came in with an unbelievable following. Caitlyn, Angel too, Angel Reese, Rakia Jackson, Cameron Brink. This class of rookies, we will be talking about them a generation from now.
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlyn a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player.
What? Excuse me? And who? Who in the fuck is Talia Jackson? Who in the hell is Cameron Brinkers? How many people bought tickets to a WNBA game this year and said, I'm excited to see Talia Jackson. I hope she does the moonwalk before she airballs a dunk. Angel Reese struggled to sell out home games throughout the season. I don't care what Cathy Engelbert says. No one is going to remember this rookie class. 10 years from now, no one will remember a single player in this league besides Caitlyn Clark. To make matters worse, the WNBA disrespected Caitlyn Clark again with their postseason awards. Over the weekend, they announced first team All-WNBA. Now, there should only be one name on the list, Caitlyn Clark. Now, of course, they could not include Caitlyn Clark on the list for first team All-WNBA. That would be racist. When I initially saw this list, I didn't know if I was looking at names of WNBA players or the payroll at the Waffle House. Listen to the players that Cathy Engelbert claims are first-team All-WNBA. DeJounte Carrington, Nafisha Collier, Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Izai Magdabor? These 5 women, you know how many tickets they sold this year? None! You know how many sponsors bought advertising time for the WNBA because Nafisha Collier was playing? None! The question is, how long will Caitlyn Clark be willing to put up with the bullshit? How long will it be before she starts fighting back? How long will she tolerate the disrespect? Better yet, how long will Caitlyn Clark choose to remain in a league that clearly doesn't want her? You tell me. Like I told you guys last week, Michael Jordan, he walked away from the NBA in the prime of his career because he was tired of the disrespect from the media. Caitlyn Clark is dealing with disrespect from both the media and WNBA players and the damn WNBA front office. How long will she tolerate it? How long will she remain in a league that clearly does not want her? Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys later.